What do we do when something that's hard to paint really wants to be painted? We break out Behr Ultra, the best-selling paint and primer in one that paints over stained surfaces, scuffed surfaces, just about any surface. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Joining us now on SportsCenter, Yankees Senior Vice President, GM Brian Cashman. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Alex Rodriguez, you just heard, he says he has no plans to retire, even though we have these PED allegations, even though he's rehabbing currently from hip surgery. Will Alex be a Yankee, and will you see him in pinstripes this season?
As of right now, I mean, there's nothing for us to do but continue to rehab. There's nothing has changed in our world. There is obviously a story with a lot of allegations, and Major League Baseball is investigating that situation. But, you know, in our world, it's business as usual. He's had surgery about 2 weeks old. He's on crutches, and he's working diligently on his rehab to try to get back as soon as possible. So,
Brian, what more can you tell us about these allegations?
Other than Major League Baseball is, focusing on it, and it apparently has been focusing on it even prior to the story. So that's all I can say. Other than that, we're not going to comment.
What about, there's some reports out there that you were looking into, and perhaps other teams might be inquiring about A-Rod's availability, and would you be interested in trading your third baseman? That
hasn't happened. I mean, no one has engaged us about, or no one had ever engaged me about trading for Alex Rodriguez. So it hasn't happened, and obviously he has a significant hip issue now that he's coming back from. We're going to try to come back to us, and so he's currently off the board. Hopefully going to get ready for our season at some point next year, and we'll let Major League Baseball do their job. And but again, it'll be business as usual for us until then.
Brian, how is the rehab going? When do you expect to see A-Rod back in uniform? What's the timetable? Well,
the Dr. Brian Kelly said as early as the All-Star break, is something we're shooting for. And so, and he's right where he needs to be thus far in his rehab. And he's under the care of Hospital for Special Surgery, their physical therapy program. So he's currently in crutches doing his physical therapy. I think he'll lose the crutches here soon. Again, it's going to be a long process, but one he has gone through already once before on the other hip, so hopefully it'll all go well.
Speaking of going through rehab, that's exactly what Derek Jeter is going through after breaking his ankle in the playoffs. How's that going?
He's healthy. He's ready to go in terms of health of his ankle. He is doing, running on a treadmill currently, and he's been cleared for limited baseball activities. He is hitting off a tee currently in a cage, and he's throwing, and he's taking ground balls right at him, nothing laterally yet. So it's just really knocking the rust out, and doing it slow and methodically. We are getting ready for opening day against Boston and New York. So spring training will be maybe a little bit different for him because we'll be careful taking him out of the gate. But in terms of physical health, he's ready to go and he's healthy.
How will it be different, and how careful will you be with Derek Jeter?
We'll be careful with him, but not because we're worried about breaking him as much as we have enough time to slowly increase his workload between now and opening day. So he is actually cleared to do running right now, but the time frame allows us to give it more time regardless. But we'll slowly bring him out and get him ready. It's just knocking the rust off is all it is. He's ready to go.
Brian, it was an unusually quiet offseason for the New York Yankees. Give us an outlook of the team this year.
I love our pitching. I think that we have one of the stronger staffs top to bottom in the game, and I think that's going to be something that we're going to need to carry us. We had some significant losses, but I think, in Alex Rodriguez's case, with the injury, we had a significant replacement, signed the best available player to play that position on the market, and Kevin Youkilis, who's been on the other side of the ball for us, is one of the toughest players that our pitchers have had to face. And we're excited to have Kevin, and I think he's going to make a big difference for us. But our pitching's our strength, and I think we had a busy offseason. We just got a lot of our work done early.
Before I let you go, I have to ask you in 10 seconds or less, Super Bowl prediction, Niners or Ravens?
I'll go with the Ravens. I'm going to go pick the Baltimore Ravens. I just think they're riding something pretty special right now.